Hello, this is Mike again from Scratch, and welcome to a quick audio test. As you may recall, a couple of months back, I decided to upgrade my audio quality, or at least move away from using a set of headphones. I was using a set of Astro A30 headphones to do my recordings, and I liked the audio quality it was giving me, but unfortunately, I was not too keen on the fact that my ears were sweating by the time I was done these videos. You know, sometimes these things take multiple takes, so even a 20-minute video can take me an hour to record. So just imagine how long an hour-long video can take to record. And over that period of time, especially with my gigantic ears, over-the-ear headphones can definitely get uncomfortable. So I thought I'd try and get just a freestanding mic, and I went with the Blue Snowball. And I actually did an audio test between the A30 and the Blue a couple months back here on YouTube. I'll link it down below when I find it. And ultimately, I liked the sound of the Blue a little bit more. It wasn't actually, I was a bit tied, to be honest. But between the two mics, I found kind of a similar result, slightly different. The A30 gave probably a little bit richer of an audio sound, but the Blue gave a very consistent sound, and I didn't have to wear headphones, so I was pretty happy with it. But then I reconfigured my audio space, and in a smaller room, the Blue stunk. It was awful. I was getting a horrible acoustic echo from the room, and nothing I could do would fix that. And the challenge is, with the Blue Snowball, you have no settings, none. There's no gain, there's barely anything you can do positionally. You've got basically a choice between an omnidirectional or, celluloid. You pretty much had nothing you could configure. So if your room didn't work and it didn't work with you, you were screwed. And progressively over the last month or so, my sound quality on a lot of videos has been awful, to the point where my last 4 or 5 videos, like I was starting to get comments on it, and I switched back to my A30 headset. So I basically strike down the Blue Snowball as a complete waste of money, and decided this time to spend just a little bit more and get a slightly better mic. And as you can probably guess by the webpage up in front of you, it is the Razer Seiren or Siren. I would have guessed it's Siren, but I think it's actually said as Seiren. And I'm actually a big fan of Razer products. They're generally overpriced, but have a premium look, a premium feel, and generally the quality is quite good. Now, unfortunately, my experience with Razer in the past is their tech support, a little mixed, but their product quality across the board has always been good, and this mic so far has proved to be no exception. Now, what you hear right now, this is me obviously using it from about 2 feet away. And what's impressive is I actually want to start doing some videos where I'm going to be 6 to 8 feet away from the camera, and that is impossible with the Blue. You just can't do it. It sucks at that. You basically sound like you're in a wind tunnel, whereas this mic does an incredible job. And the other thing is I've got gain settings. I've got real-time headphones I can put in for monitoring how my sound works, and of course I've got volume settings and a little bit more positional options. I also have four settings for how the mic can be configured. Where the heck are they? Alright, I lost them. But basically, I can configure it so that it's bi-directional, omnidirectional, just at me, and one other setting as well. And I know to a certain degree that the Blue Snowball can do that as well. It's just that this mic is actually a 360 grill on it, so if you're actually on both sides of it, it works quite well. If you're 5 feet away, it works very well. Now, the only downside is also I'm going to have to control my environment a little bit better, because this also will pick up the sound of a train going by, quite a distance away, or the dog barking down the street, so we're going to get a little bit more ambient sound. I'm going to probably have to pass it through a couple more sound filters, but just day to day, here I plugged it in. I'm in the exact same room that my Blue microphone has been stinking up a storm in, making this recording right now. And again, this is using the settings that came completely out of the box, so I haven't done any tweaking or configuring to work in this room. And from the early testings I've done anyways, it just worked. So hopefully this is my first Camtasia recording test using this microphone. This is what I'll be using going forward. My budget is spent, so there's no more microphones in my future, so potentially it's either this one or I return it. And frankly, the alternatives weren't great. I had to go with an upgrade on the Blue to the Blue Yeti or the Blue Yeti Black, but I don't like the Blue, so I'm not going to double down on that bet particularly. And then there was a few others, and then there was a bunch of cheap ones, and I don't think cheap is the way to go on this one. So anyways, please let me know in the comments down below what you think of the audio quality or that you're hearing right now. Coincidentally, too, I also did an unboxing on Game from Scratch. I'll link that as well. One nice thing with Razer, and you may or may not care about, if you're from the world of Apple products, this is something that probably impresses you. If you're from the more utilitarian PC world, probably a little less so. But their packaging, their attention to detail has always been stellar. And this is no example, sorry, exception. It actually looks quite good coming out of the box. It's a nice looking product. It looks a hell of a lot better than the Blue does on my desktop. And nicely too, the tripod's actually got, well, it's not really a tripod, but the base is probably about 2 inches smaller. So the overall profile on my desktop too has gotten smaller with an increase in quality. So I'm quite content with that. The only thing I didn't really like was the price. Came in at just over $200 Canadian, so probably about 160 US. So I had to pay a bit more, but then from looking at other mics, we were looking at a whole lot more money than that. So I'm happy to go with a name I know, and I'm not going to be doing any singing anytime soon, so you're not going to need a lot of dynamic range out of me. And trust me, you don't want me singing anytime soon. So I think I might have hit the right price to PowerPoint. Not PowerPoint, but Power segment with this purchase. So I think it's a good choice. So again, please let me know what you think of the sound quality here. I can tweak it out a little bit, position things otherwise if you're hearing an echo or a lot of background static, or it's picking up my CPU fans, etc. But hopefully, for the most part, it just works and we're good to go, and you like this sound quality more than the previous videos, and we're off to the races. And if anyone wants a slightly abused, hateful blue snowball, let me know, because I don't know what I'm going to do with this stupid thing. All right, thanks all. See you later. Bye.